YouTube, how you doing? Happy weekend to you. I'm at the bank right now, about to make a withdrawal. I wish I could, man. It's a closed down bank over here. I bet they left something behind in there too. Never know. Never know. What's going on with you? You got the latest watchwear? You got the latest Jordans? You got the latest Cuban links? Back in the day, we used to call them herringbones or donkey ropes. If you really want to go back in the day, that was the thing to have back then. Big fat LL Cool J chains, you know what I'm saying? That was the thing. So I feel you if you want to keep up with the Joneses and have the latest this or that. That's fine, if that's for you. But at the same time, you got to realize that everything in life falls into a category of assets and liabilities. One always outweighs the other. Keeping up with the Joneses usually ends up with you having a liability. Having this or having that usually isn't about nothing. You gotta be careful what you're spending your money on today. Whatever you purchase, is it gonna make money for you? Or is it just said and done after you bought it? It's useless, it's worthless. If you're spending your hard-earned money on something that's not gonna return value to you or create wealth from that item and put money in your pocket, then that's a liability. It's not an asset. If you're into old vehicles, such as myself, if you got the right type of vehicle, that could be an asset. Because if you can turn it around and sell it for more than what you purchased it for, then that's an asset. If the vehicle you have is considered a classic and its value continues to grow year after year after year, then that's an asset. But if you're buying the latest car that's hot right now, and everybody got one, then that's a liability to you. That's a liability to your bank account. That's a liability to your credit report. That's a liability to your banking system. I told a friend of mine, he had some car issues with his commuter vehicle. You know, he got tired of putting money into it. And he was telling me that he was thinking about getting the latest craze in a vehicle. I said, man, I don't know if you want to do that because, number one, everybody got that car. Number two, that particular car ain't gonna hold no value. It's just hot right now because you see it in every video. You see it in every parking lot. That vehicle is going to be a liability to you. You're going to spend a whole lot of money on that car just for a name, just for an image. And at the same time, because that vehicle is so hot right now, somebody might want your particular vehicle. Why? Because they may need your engine, they may need your parts, or they just may need to steal it out of spite because you have it and they don't have one. Because remember, it's hot. Everybody want it. Don't do what the crowd does. Don't think like the mass majority. You gotta think smart. You gotta think smarter than the next man. Too Short even told you. He said, hey man, don't buy a $100,000 car before you buy a house. That was way back in the day. Spitting knowledge to you. I understand that concept, but in reality, buying a house may not be an asset for you either. Depends on your situation. You got to remember, you're putting yourself in debt for the next 30 years. That's 30 years, typically. How much time do you have left in your life? You got 30 more years? I sure hope you do. But do you want to be making a house payment for 30 years? That's not the only thing that comes with it. You got insurance. Homeowners insurance. You got property taxes, which is no joke, every single year. Even if your home was completely paid off, you still got to pay property taxes on that home every single year, as long as you're the owner. Can you afford the maintenance on that home, the upkeep, to keep everything in tip-top shape, working properly, keeping it looking good? So the simple fact of owning a home doesn't guarantee to you that it's an asset for you. It may be for some people. Some people probably buy and flip. Some people may have come into a fortune from a death benefit or whatever the case was, and they was able to purchase a home. But if you want to lock yourself into a debt for the next 30 years, you need to give that some strong consideration. Sometimes just simply renting a home may be your best option. Remember, you can walk away from that rental. You can't just pick up and uproot your home. It's not that easy. It's a lot of red tape to go through when you're selling a home. Do you even have equity in that home? Did it bring you more money than what you purchased it for? Having a home is like having a second job. Trust me. I know. I've owned 2 homes, one in the state of California and one in the state of Texas, off of one income, one individual. So it's possible. Yes, it's possible. My goal was to play Monopoly in real life. But it's hard. It can be an asset, but it can also be a liability. So you need to look at everything you're purchasing in this life on a day-to-day basis. Are you blowing your money? Or is that purchase going to turn around and bring money back to you? AKA residual income, AKA equity, AKA can you get your money back if you try to sell it later on down the road? Money is too hard to come by in 2025. Think about each and every purchase you make, small or big. Don't put yourself in debt unnecessarily. Learn how to use the banking system in your favor. Take their money and buy you an asset. That's what they do to you. They do that to you all day long. That money that's in your account is not really in your account. The number, the digits are in your account. The representation of the money you have in your account is in that account. But the physical dollar is long gone. The moment you deposit, bank takes your money, lends it out to the next man, and they make a profit through interest that they charge the next man from your money. So taking your money, throwing it into a bank account, thinking you're gonna make a small profit off that, you got another thing coming. You might make pennies per year off the interest that the bank pays you for storing your money within your account in their bank. That's not the ticket. That is not the ticket. Don't blow your money. I don't care how young you are. Don't think, oh, I got time to recoup that later. Start investing your money wisely today. If you run in the streets, put out a life insurance policy on yourself. Just in case. You might have some kids that may need to benefit from that. If you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing. And if that's your avenue, I suggest you get out of that. That's nothing to play with. Told you before, fast money equals a fast death. This truck costs a pretty penny, but it's an asset because I can always turn around and sell this for more than the value of me purchasing it. There's always a market for this. There's always a collective of people who are interested in these type of vehicles. So know what you're buying before you spend your hard-earned money on it. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses. You're going to follow them to the poorhouse. Hope you understand what I'm saying, what I'm telling you today. Be wise about your money. Be wise about your spending. Because if that job dries up, then what you gonna do? If that income from whatever you got coming in dries up, then what you gonna do? The liabilities that you hold, can you flip them? Or did you lose half of its value because it was never worth something to begin with? Be smart with your purchases. It's okay to have things, but try to have the right things, things that make sense. Enjoy your weekend. Keep it all the way peanut over here. Peace out.